It is week number 2 of the high school sports season, and tonight, the Tornadoes of Tiffin, Columbian made the 127-mile trek east to Geauga County to take on your Chardon Hilltoppers. How you doing, everyone? Matt Jaworski, Ryan Radke with you as we get you set for this one. Folks, tonight, it is not only youth sports night, but it is Chardon's first game in the state of Ohio this football season.
Yeah, good to be back in Ohio. Successful trip down to Florida. Went down there, got the win. Now you get to come back up here, and you immediately get into a big game. Man, Matt, has this turned into a rivalry? These schools are separated by 127 miles, but these two schools, every time they meet, you know you're going to have some hard hitting. And last year, we ended up with a shootout.
Indeed, we did. Last year, Hilltoppers fell 50-49 in the waning seconds. A 2-point conversion by the Tornadoes is what took care of Chardon in that game with about 21 seconds left to play. Chardon certainly has revenge on their mind this year, but they're looking to continue that solid play that we saw last week in Florida.
Yeah, and you know what? They're looking for that revenge, but more importantly, keep on growing. Both these teams are different. Different quarterbacks under center for both teams. Guys have graduated and moved on, so both these teams are in the same place. They're both programs that build for playoff runs, and that's what they're both looking to do this week, and it's a good test getting to go against each other. And
certainly all eyes will be on the Hilltopper defense, who began the game against the Wolves with a safety. Don't know if they'll be able to get that in this game, but certainly they're looking to keep the Tornadoes to less than 400 yards offense, which they picked up last year.
Yeah, you take a look at what the Tornadoes, they new quarterback, Zach Shawberry, 12 of 21 last week, 141 yards, 104 yards on the ground from Brady Bonnell at the running back position. That's going to be the key for the Hilltoppers to stop. And look, they're a really good run-stopping defense. So I don't know that we're going to see 50 points from the Tornadoes tonight.
Well, certainly the Hilltoppers will take far fewer.
Yes, that's right.
Folks, with that, we're going to pause for a moment here. We're going to send you to Youth Sports Night, then the band, and kickoff will follow that right here on GTV.
Hey, Dominic, got 3, 1, 2, 3. Dominic!
The Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper varsity football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, the original Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, the Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, Roniak Paving, Remax Traditions, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Chardon Hilltopper football is also brought to you by GTV.
Please turn your attention to the northwest corner of the stadium as we welcome the outstanding young athletes of Chardon Youth Football. In the A Division, Chardon A Division Black Team head coach Mark Allen and the Black Team cheerleaders coached by Stephanie Cahill. Chardon A Division Red Team head coach Bill Finnegan and the Red Team cheerleaders coached by Kathleen Majetic. And Chardon A Division White Team head coach Eric Jermovec and the White Team cheerleaders coached by Amanda Sullender. In the B Division, Chardon B Division Black Team head coach Mike Brooks and the Black Team cheerleaders coached by Courtney Pastor. Chardon B Division Red Team head coach Ray Landis and the Red Team cheerleaders with head coach Jenny Schultz. Chardon B Division White Team head coach Chris Scanlon and the White Team cheerleaders coached by Carissa Straley. In the C Division, black team head coach Keith Patterson. Chardon C Division red team and head coach Patrick Morrison. And Chardon C Division white team and head coach Brian Gladwell. Please join together for a round of applause for our Hilltopper youth football players, the future of Chardon football. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the 2024 Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. The band is being conducted by drum major Jared Pike. The band would like to recognize and thank Miss Byers and Mrs. Watson, assistant directors, and Mrs. Sanders, auxiliary coach, for their dedication and expertise this season. The band would also like to wish best of luck to the Hilltopper football team in their upcoming season. Here we go, Topper fans. Put your hands together for OSU's Buckeye Battle Cry. Hilltoppers, put your hands together for the Hey Song. Would you now please stand if you are able, and gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor our country with the national anthem and remain standing for the Chardon High School alma mater. ladies and gentlemen, your 2024
And here come your Chardon Hilltoppers. Boy, is it good to be home.
It is great. It is so awesome to be in the stadium tonight. You've got the band, you've got all the fans. We get to see them in person. It's awesome to be here tonight and ready to go. In a way, they got the win last week, but in a way for us, man, it feels like the season is starting tonight.
It absolutely does, folks. I can't speak for you all, but I had the butterflies today. Walking into the stadium was just so pumped to be here. I can't imagine what the coaches, the players, the band members, the cheerleaders, what they're feeling right now.
What did you do with butterflies? You took care of them, right? Like, they're in a good place? They're not in your locked hot car right now? They're good?
They're good.
Okay, good to hear.
They're good.
Yes. No, it's an exciting night. We're ready to go for some Chardon football. And as we mentioned in the pregame, this has become such a great rivalry between these two teams. And it's humid tonight. Probably not comparable to what the players played in a week ago, but still, it's much more humid than last week was certainly for the Tornadoes when they were playing up here. And so we'll have to watch how they handle that humidity. Another thing to watch, Matt, a lot of two-way players on the Tornadoes, and this Hilltopper team can really grind you down, especially if you're relying on two-way players.
Well, indeed. You go back to that COVID year when these two teams met in the state semifinals. And that was just a steamrolling Hilltopper team that no one could stop at that point in time. And they just shellacked the Tornadoes. But Coach Hewitt, he said it after the game, that this is a program that is on the up and up. They got a lot of young kids that got some big-time, big-game experience tonight, and he expected them to be better as the years progressed. What happened? You look at last year, a team that, yes, they beat Chardon by 1 point, but a team that made the regional finals, lost to what I still contend was a Division I team in Toledo Central Catholic. I will stand word for word with the op-ed I wrote in the Maple Leaf. Appreciate Jamie Ward and company allowing me to write that piece and invent a little bit.
You have my full support in that op-ed, by the way.
Thank you, sir. But this is a team, they've lost some talent, but much like Chardon, they're set to rebuild now year after year. Coach Judd Lutz has a great system, and he's openly talked about it in the past, wanting to be like Chardon, where you just reload every single year as a public school program. And that speaks a lot to Chardon, and I hope you folks realize that as well. Well, the home campaign about to kick off here. Liam Kerr has it teed up, and he's just waiting. Caleb Hewitt, one of two toppers, back deep to receive. It will go to the other side, but Hewitt going to pick it up midfield. Looking for an opening, got a little bit of running room, and Hewitt up near the 35.
Oh, we didn't get to see him in person, but how about those Jets? If not for a diving tackle, he would have been gone. He saw that hole, he accelerated, and how about that? Again, we were watching him through the little screen, but he exploded into that hole, and it was just a good tackle that stopped him from getting all the way through.
Now, last week, again, last Thursday night in Florida, had an 80-some-yard touchdown run called back on a holding penalty. He has the explosiveness to take it to the house. Drayton Allgood is your QB. We'll get the starters in just a second here. Going to hand it off. Up the gut, Vinny Columbi picks up a few yards out to the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 4 on that run. Hilltoppers under center. It's Drayton Allgood, the junior, 5'10", 165. The boys in the backfield tonight. Vinny Columbi, the senior, 5'11", 192. Caleb Hewitt, the senior, 5'10", 167. We'll also see a bit of Gavin Robleski, the senior, 5'11", 182 as well. Iker Amaro, your split end, is senior, 6'2", 187. He'll split some time with Beckett Dotson, a senior, 6'1", 203. They'll hand it off. Hewitt looking to go around the left side, and Hewitt stopped in the backfield. Jake Newlove, the defensive back, in there for a loss on that play.
Yeah, senior there. He's seen those Hilltoppers before. That's going to be one difference. Last week, the Hilltoppers were playing a team that defensively, just down there in Florida, absolutely never sees anything like what Chardon does. But that's a senior player there, Tiffin. Columbian, they've seen Chardon a few times now, these seniors, and they have an idea of what some of this offense looks like.
It is 3rd and a long 6 for the Hilltoppers here. 10:40 and counting first quarter from Chardon Memorial. Drayton Allgood dropping back the pass. Has a man open. It is caught. Caleb Hewitt near midfield. Breaks the tackle. Jets down the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 40.
Perfect route there by Caleb, and then great jets after the catch to get down the sideline. Just runs a little curl there. He got those linebackers running back. He turned the route, open in the flat, plenty of space on the screen to make that catch, and then he was off to the races down the sideline. And once again, we see acceleration from him. Looks maybe a little quicker for sure than he was last year, Matt.
Well, a year older, a year faster, a year stronger, to say the least. And look, there's a lot of pressure on Caleb, the coach's son, no doubt about that. He knows he has to excel. A lot rides on his shoulders. They hand it off. Hewitt coming right side, tripped up after pickup of about a couple. Let's talk about the guys up front tonight. The offensive line, left to right. Treadell Graves, the senior, 6'3", 248. Carson Hope, a junior, 5'11", 235. Griffin Kimbrough, the senior, 6'3", 300. Aiden Hardesty, a sophomore, 6'3", 258. And Andrew Baggett, the junior, 6'3", 280. Tight end, Vince Valletto, the senior, 6'3", 220. Hilltopper's going to burn a timeout here. Drayton Allgood saw something he did not like.
I couldn't quite get everything lined up the way they wanted, so they'll take a quick timeout here. 9:53 to go in the first. Nothing wrong with that.
Folks, do want to send a shout out tonight to our camera crew. They include Jaden Thompson, Jalen Cutler, and Avery Hagan from the Auburn Career Center, making their GTV camera debut today, doing a great job early on. First time working cameras for us here, so we really appreciate what they're doing. Hope to see them back in future broadcasts as well. It's not easy being a camera person. Our director, Brian Foster, knows that all too well. Amaro in the game as a split end near side. Hewitt, Columbi, and Robleski in the backfield. Gavin goes in motion. Snap is fumbled, and Allgood falls on it. Loss of about, let's say, 2. That'll bring up now a very long third down.
Didn't see any panic there from Allgood. He just fell on that ball, didn't let it kind of come out or get any worse. He just fell on it, able to trap it. Look, you're in 4-down territory here, so 5 yards. 2 5-yard plays is what you're aiming for here to move it along. You're not looking for all 10 on this play.
Now Allgood from the gun. Hilltoppers working their way left to right. Allgood looking to pass the football. Has man open down the field and just out of the reach of Caleb Hewitt. Incomplete.
A little low-high, 2 options there he could have thrown to. He could have gone short in the flat for Vinny Columbi. That was covered. He goes downfield as just kind of getting opened up there was Caleb Hewitt. Unfortunately, the pass led Caleb a little too much, just out of reach.
Well, questions abound now for the Hilltoppers. 4th down and 10 from the 38. What are they going to do? Offense is staying out on the field. They're going to go for it here.
Yeah, not a whole lot of room to punt in this situation, so going to go for it.
Robleski is the punter, but he's lined up right now in the wing tee. Allgood dropping back the pass, looking to throw. Has a man, it's caught! And a first down. Hilltoppers out near the 25. Had a tough time seeing that, but I think that might have been... That was Caleb.
Yeah, that was actually the same play they ran on 3rd down. They figured Caleb was able to break open last time. He'll break open again. That time the throw was on the mark, and they pick up the first down and move the chains.
Thought for a second it might have been Dylan Conroy, who was also in the game as a split end. Toppers on the move. They will hand the ball off. Vinny Columbi turns his back around and still moves forward up near the 22.
Nice run there by Vinny. Picks up a few yards, 3 yards. He's going to be the power back, and then they'll go to Caleb Hewitt for those speed plays.
Well, these tornadoes, my partner talked about this early on in the broadcast. A lot of guys go two ways. And because of that, you look at this humid weather, it's hot. Hilltoppers would love to just wear them down early with the run game. All good from under center, man in motion. They will hand it off. Columbi up near the 20-yard line. Gain of a couple on second down will bring up third and about 4.
Fake the run to the right, give it to Vinny Columbi going to the left, and you're going to set up third down and 5. Again, interesting spot on the field here. Would they kick a field goal? Would they be playing for 2 downs here? But they'll have options here at third down and 5 on the Tornadoes 20.
Chardon on the move. Dotson in the game, split end near side. All good under center. Will hand the ball off Columbi again, and he manages to get close to that first down marker. This will be dependent on the spot, but in all likelihood, we'll see him keep the offense on the field for another play.
Yeah, this is going to be fourth and really short, so I think they're going to keep it out there. And again, that was just giving it to Columbi, letting him dive forward, and he dives ahead for about 4 yards, kind of ducked under his offensive line, disappeared for a second.
Both of these teams 1-1 to start the year. Toppers again, the give to Columbi. Columbi first down and more. On his feet and inside the 5, down near the 4.
Nice run there by Vinny Columbi. He's going to pick up the first down. Once again, they fake a handoff to Hewitt. They give it to Columbi, and he gets ahead. And once he got past on that short down play, they had all the linebackers kind of pinching up. So once Columbi got past that first line of defense, it took until he got to the secondary for someone to get to him. Plenty of room for him to run for that big gain, setting up first and goal.
Well, we saw this scenario play out 4 times last week. Got a hunch who it's going to. Handoff, left side toward the end zone. Is he in? Yes! Touchdown, Toppers! Vinny Columbi, his 5th touchdown of the season.
They use the athletes to get them down into scoring position, and then they get into scoring position, they go to the big man, Vinny Columbi. What was that, 5 straight runs for Vinny Columbi to finish off that drive and just power the Toppers into the end zone, and boy, does that feel like Hilltopper football on that drive, Matt.
Well, Sam Sostrich now out to attempt the PAT. And that's how you want to start off the home portion of your schedule. Nice time-consuming drive. Hilltoppers will tack on the PAT, and look at that. Sammy hits the scoreboard.
First scoreboard knock of the season here at Chardon Memorial. We'll keep a tally of that for you. We'll let you know at the end of the year. So, but that was just a great drive. As you say, that is Hilltopper football. You're running it to a T. You use almost an entire half of the first quarter. Again, we talked about a lot of two-way players, so think about it. Defensively, these Tornadoes already out there for half a quarter on a hot night. It's exactly the way you want to play it if you're Chardon, and that's how they did. So see how the Tornadoes can respond now.
Well, the Hilltopper defense, prior to last week, we kind of had a little moniker going that they were the no-name defense just because we literally didn't know who most of the defense was this year, but things have changed.
And numerous first-year starters out there on defense for the Hilltoppers, but they were up to the task a week ago, scoring a safety on their first play of the season. Well, tonight's special cable cast is funded by your cable subscriber franchise fees, and we'd like to again extend thanks to all the GTV funding communities, including those not funding tonight's contest for their year-round support. They are Chardon Township, Middlefield Village, Munson Township, and partially funded by the City of Chardon. Thanks again for supporting GTV, and thanks to all our viewers for the support.
Well, Tornado's going to take over inside their 30-yard line. A much better kickoff return coverage than we saw last week.
Yeah, that was a good job there. And yeah, both schools last week, Matt, were really all over the field on kickoff returns. Hilltoppers that time with a nice stop inside the 30.
Out come the Tornadoes offense, led by quarterback Zach Shawberry. Shawberry going to hand it off. Run goes up the middle, and plowing his way forward to about the 28-yard line looks to be number 6, Bradley Bunnell, the senior 6'3", 202.
Leading rusher a week ago, I should say, for the Tornadoes, and he comes out, gets the first carry of the game.
Shawberry, the QB, is senior 6'4", 169, looking to throw the ball right side. Has a man. It is caught and right out of bounds. It was junior Johnny Breimer.
And you like that play call there, Shawberry, early in the game. You get him a nice safe pass on a quick out there to the sideline. Let him get connected with something against this very good defense and get a good feeling going.
Tornadoes wearing those white tops, blue pants, looking to throw it over the middle. Ball is in and out of the hands of the intended target now. Going to be incomplete and bring up fourth down. Was looking for the sophomore Blake Miller.
Dakota Warren and Kevin Mannery in coverage there, and they did a great job. That was really good play action, but Warren and Mannery right there on the spot, knocking that pass out. Good defensive coverage there.
Well, you look at this Hilltopper defense. They lost Division I talent on the defensive side last year with Leo Columbia, A.J. Bruce heading off to play college at the next level. Run on fourth down, no go. Hilltoppers get the stop. Boy, another first down drive, another big stop on the opening drive, I should say, beg your pardon. And the Hilltoppers in back-to-back games. Last week it was the safety, this time fourth down.
Well, and your defense is out there for 5.5 minutes. Your offense goes 4 and out, and that's a risky play call. I understand it's early in the game, but when you're up here at Chardon Memorial, you don't want a lot of the Hilltoppers to start rolling things on you, and you start doing things like that, giving the defense that big play in your own territory. You start to maybe give the Hilltoppers a chance to get that snowball rolling downhill.
So the stop on fourth and short gives the Toppers the ball on the 34. Allgood looking to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Has a little bit of a seam and is able to make his way up near the 30, pickup of nearly 4 yards.
Mitch Steffi there, the senior, coming off a block to come out there and tackle Allgood. Steffi does a nice job to get to Allgood to stop a first down run. Good run for Allgood, 4 yards, 2nd down and 6.
First time we've seen Drayton run in this game. He had a couple of big-time runs last week. Now, certainly made a couple mistakes, but, you're going to get that your first night as a Hilltopper starting QB, and he has looked solid tonight so far. Robleski goes in motion. The handoff is to Vinny Columbi straight ahead, and nowhere to go on that run. Gain of maybe 1.
Nice job on the defense that time for the Tornadoes getting the stop. Like you said, maybe a yard for Columbi. His shortest run so far tonight. 4 down territory for the Hilltoppers. Don't have to get it all here at 3rd and 5.
Toppers right now outgaining the Tornadoes 60-9 in the total yard count, or the offensive yard count.
And time of possession is somewhere around 6 minutes to 40 seconds right now.
Allgood has a man in motion, hands it off. Left side, Gavin's got it opening around the 20, up near the 16-yard line. Robleski with a great run.
Yeah, does a nice job. He's going to run to the outside there, get blocking in front of him, and the Hilltoppers do a nice job there of opening up the edge. He's able to run around to the outside, pick up the first down. Good blocking out down the field by the Hilltoppers to open up that run, and a nice run there by Robleski.
First and 10 from the 17. Another bad snap. Allgood able to just fall on it.
That's the second time so far tonight. Hasn't stopped the Hilltoppers to this point. No loss that time. Second down and 10. But that is 2 times the snap has been. You don't know if it's a miscommunication, the snap count, the ball coming too early, but something disconjointed down there.
Kyle Smith going to enter the game, the junior, 5'9", 170 as a fullback. Also seeing Beckett Dotson come in. Excuse me, it's not Beckett Dotson. It's Ivan Chua, the split end. Second and 10 for the Toppers. Caleb goes in motion. Drayton going to keep it himself, and Allgood. Nice move across the 10, down inside the 5. Wow.
Yeah, how about that little hot move to the left? Looked like he was going to be tackled just inside the first down marker. Instead, he's able to jump around a tackle and get a couple of extra yards. You already mentioned he ran real well a week ago. Second time he's called his own number tonight. That was a good run.
Officials say he stepped out of bounds at the 6, so first and goal from the 6-yard line. Toppers have now entered the Columbian zone. Give this to Vinny, and why not? Touchdown number 6 on the year.
Now he's going to be the goal line back, and this is Vinny Columbian on the goal line. A 6-yard run, and yeah, where he's in his 5th quarter of play, and he's already got 6 touchdowns so far on the season.
At this rate, he might set the school record for touchdowns in a season. And they're only scheduled to play 9 games this year at this point.
So he's got quite the start to that.
You keep going to that well until they stop you. Good snap. Kick is up. It is underway, and it is good. With 2:19 left to go, Toppers up 14-0.
Yeah, good strong run there by Vinny Columbian to get into that end zone. And GTV is on Roku and Apple TV. You can also get it on your cell phone. Just look for the Cablecast app in your store, and you'll have GTV on your phone. Doesn't matter which one it is. Whether you have the iPhone or the Android, you can get the GTV app. We're not going to leave anyone out.
No. I mean, I have a personal preference for my type of phone, but, you know.
Same.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're going to keep going to that Vinny Columbian well until someone stops you. And with as strong as he looks this year, definitely you could tell he's been in the weight room over the offseason. He's a much stronger runner than we saw a year ago. It's going to take a while, I think, for someone to stop him at that goal line.
I'm going to throw out a name and see if you think this might ring a bell here or kind of bring back some memories. But he's starting to run like Sean Carr back when Sean Carr led them to the state title.
That was the name I thought of last week, and that was the name I thought of when they gave him the ball 5 straight times at the end of that first drive. Sean Carr was the name that was on my mind that whole time.
We nicknamed him the battering ram, not only the way he ran, but the way he blocked. Now, granted, Vinny, that ball going to go toward the sidelines and out of bounds on the kickoff. We haven't, because, Ryan, they have handed the ball off to him so much, we really haven't seen him do much blocking yet this year. But as the season progressed last year, you could see him grow as a blocker, and would love to see where he is now at this stage of his career here in week number 2 of his senior season.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, they're giving him the ball so much, but the time will come, and he'll be out there throwing those blocks, and we'll get our look at that. But meanwhile, this is another, again, compared to what we saw last week, this is another really good job by the Hilltoppers coverage unit, getting the stop on this kickoff down here around the 35-yard line. It felt like last week the drive was starting around midfield every time. Not the case so far tonight.
Tornado's going to take over on the 35. First down and 10. 2:19 to go here in the first quarter.
81-9 is the yards advantage right now for the Hilltoppers to the Tornadoes. So I'm not great at math, but I do know enough to know that means Hilltoppers have 9 times more yards so far than the Tornadoes.
Is that squared?
Cubed.
Cubed, there we go. To the air, catch made, and it's a big pickup, still on his feet, and being caught from behind was Jack Newlove. And they go into Hilltopper territory inside the 40, down near the 35.
That'll help out for the Tornadoes, trying to get a spark there. They go down the field, and they're going to hurry up to the line.
Zach Shawberry will hand it off. And very little on that run, and it's what you've kind of become accustomed to with the Hilltoppers defense.
Yeah, we were talking about it last week. It really doesn't matter who that front 7 is. The way that this program is brought through, you're not going to run on the Hilltoppers. It's just not going to happen. So you pick up a couple of yards there, but you're trying to break one of those passes like the Tornadoes just broke to get a big play against this Chardon defense, because they very rarely let you do it on the ground.
It'll be 2nd down and 8 from the 33. 2 men split. Shawberry looking to throw toward the end zone, has a man in front of him. It is caught. No, it is dropped. Some good coverage, knocked out at the last second by McDevitt.
Yeah, that was great coverage down the field, because that had touchdown written all over it. The thing that happened was that ball got a little caught up. We have a wind. The wind is blowing from that direction. I think that the wind kind of caught that high pass a little bit, slowed it down, and that kind of kept the ball from getting to where it was going and allowed the Hilltoppers to make the big play. Good coverage down there, staying with it step for step.
So 3rd and 8. Shawberry looking to throw, going to feel some pressure. Looking toward the end zone, has a man just over the outstretched arms of Miller. Incomplete.
Well, that was another could be touchdown, and that throw was right on the spot. It just goes through the arms of the receiver, but you saw some nice work there from Shawberry, stepping out of the pocket there, getting himself into a good spot, and he made a good throw just through his receiver's hands. If the receiver catches that, though, that's a touchdown. So looks like the Tornadoes going to go for it on 4th down again. They are in 4th down territory here.
Well, Shawberry was 12 of 21 last week for 2 touchdowns, 141 yards. Looking to throw again, this time toward the right side. It is incomplete. It was a timing route, and they just did not have the time on that and was looking for Johnny Breimer.
Yeah, good defense there by the Hilltoppers. They were back in the zone, so they were able to cover that one and not let that one be completed. But that's a drive you're going to look back on as the Tornadoes, because there were a couple of pass plays that you could have had to get a touchdown to get back in this game, and the Tornadoes weren't able to do that. Now the Hilltoppers have a chance to run the score up here on Columbian.
Now starting from their own 33, worst field position of the game for Chardon. And boy, Hilltoppers could make a big statement here with a score on this drive. Ball coming out right side. It's Caleb trying to cut the corner, and Caleb just knocked out of bounds. Couldn't get the angle to turn it up the field.
Good pursuit by Lucas Hart, the senior defensive back. And that's the thing. Hart stayed in front of him, didn't give Hewitt anywhere to turn, so Hewitt ends up out of bounds.
Gain of 5.
Still picked up 5.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about it, I feel like, every year, man. Let's think about the Hilltoppers. They make so many big plays. They make a 5-yard play look small, but it's not. That's a really good first down run.
Do have to say, too, I love these Toppers' red uniforms, or red jerseys. The give to Columbian, makes a nice cut and powers his way about a yard shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, they look real sharp.
A little bit different seeing the stripes on the shoulder pads, but still. It is first down. Officials with a nice generous spot there. Toppers will pick up the first down.
Yeah. Real sharp look for the Hilltoppers tonight. One more play in the first quarter.
You know, you do have to give Chardon credit. Whatever uniforms they're wearing, just the red and black and white combinations always look good.
It's hard to mess up red and black. That's why so many teams use them.
Handoff, and Vinny trying to get through a wall of tornadoes. Picks up a few yards on that run as we close out the first quarter here. It's been essentially the Vinny Columbi show for most of it.
Yeah, and again, that's a 4-yard run. That's a really good first down run.
Folks, the first quarter has come to an end with that run. We'll step aside and come back with more here on GTV.
The Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper Varsity Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, the original Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, the Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, Roniak Paving, Remax Traditions, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Chardon Hilltopper Football is also brought to you by GTV.
Welcome back, everyone. Chardon Memorial, Hilltoppers up 14-0 there, outgaining the Tornadoes right now 95-3 at
39.
39. Thank you.
Yep. Still a big difference. That still tells the story of the game. And really, that's one pass play. Outside of that, 30 of those yards came on one play for the Tornadoes in that first quarter.
Toppers now going left to right away from the band. All good. Looking to throw the ball down the field. Has it up, looking for Caleb Hewitt. Makes an adjustment. And it is knocked incomplete.
Now there was double coverage down there. They were dropping back looking for the deep pass, and the Tornadoes had two guys on that route. And they were step for step with Caleb. Caleb is pretty quick, and those guys stayed right with him. So not able to complete that throw down the field.
Lucas Hart, the defensive back, and I believe that was Brady Bunnell, the linebacker, who also came out to give coverage on that play.
Yep. It was 5 and 18.
Checked at 5, Jake Newlove. Well, sun's starting to fall here at Chardon. It's the point of night where people start putting the hands up over their eyes. All good. Makes everybody miss. He's got some running room. Nice cut left side 40. And Allgood eventually tripped up by Newlove, but what a run by Allgood.
I don't know if it was designed as a QB draw, but boy, did that turn into a QB draw. He's dropping back 5 yards, pulling all those defenders, sees an opening, he goes. There's no second level. He picks up the first down. What looked like a disaster turns into a first down
He
run.
was looking to throw.
Yeah, he was looking to throw. Yeah. It was not designed, but it turned out very well.
It's amazing how the Hilltoppers quarterbacks over the last decade have just transitioned themselves, because you never would have thought of the throwing ability, but now they're starting to get that into this wing tee a little bit more, and it's opening up so many holes. Allgood looking to take off left side, breaks a tackle. Allgood on his feet, 30, and knocked out of bounds along the sidelines. Can't tell where he went out. That's kind of out of our blocked view right there.
Aiden Hardesty throws a block out there for him, and then Allgood runs inside that block. That was a great block by Hardesty. Opened up a lane inside for Allgood to run through, and he accelerates for a first down. 2 big plays on the ground in a row for the Hilltoppers QB.
1st and 10 Hilltoppers from the Tornado 26-yard line. Dotson, the split end, far right. Drew Platt's into the game as well. He's in the backfield, the sophomore. Caleb Hewitt in motion. They give this to Caleb around the right side, turns it up the field. Caleb, a little bit of running room. Nice move. Caleb inside the 10, down near the 7.
Nice sweep run by Caleb Hewitt. Wait until you see the opening and then turn down the field. He saw the opening and accelerates through, and Caleb Hewitt picks up another first down and big chunks of yardage at a time for the Hilltoppers.
We were talking to Gary Parrish prior to the game about Caleb and his run style. And it's something that he has done as he's progressed his career. He's really done a good job at waiting and being patient for that hole to open up.
Yeah, absolutely, and he does that. And that's such a key part of running this offense. It's about the blocking, it's about the scheme and all the rest, and you have to know when your moment is as a runner.
All good. They go back to the Vinnie Columbi well, and Columbi just short of the end zone.
Well, I think we're starting to figure it out here. They're going to get into scoring range, and then they're going to go to the big man, and it's going to be a steady diet of Vinnie Columbi, and as you said before, why not? Keep running Vinnie Columbi at them on the goal line until someone proves they could stop him.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's always good advice. Everyone listening, that applies to other things besides football. I mean, Matt, where'd you come up with that?
I couldn't tell you.
That was
stroke of genius.
That was incredible.
And touchdown Toppers. Number 7 for number 34.
So we are about 2 minutes and 15 seconds into the second quarter of the second game, and Vinnie Columbi already has 7 touchdown runs on the season. That was just a great run there to the inside, and yeah, I mean, this is it. He's the goal line back, and it is starting to feel very reminiscent of Sean Carr a few years ago. It really is.
It's going to be interesting when we talk to Coach Hewitt about that after the game. I would love to hear his thoughts. Saucerich, can he put it into the parking lot? No, a little bit short. It's good, though. With 9:46 to go, Toppers up 21-0.
Well, GTV was sending out a welcome to the new administration at Chardon High School. Moving up from Chardon Middle School is new principal Adam Tomko. Joining him are the new assistant principals, Christina Sherwood and Ed Humans. Here's hoping you have a great year at Chardon High. Welcome to the Chardon High family.
Good luck. Never easy being an administrator or a teacher. But I will say this. It is the one thing about this Chardon school system. Y'all are lucky because you've got some great students.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Great kids here at Chardon. We talked about that last week. When it's like, how can you take a group of teenagers to Florida? It's when you've got the right kids. And here at Chardon, they've got the right kids. You can do a trip like that.
Hey, look, I don't know if I would have behaved myself per se if that was me going on that trip. Just saying, ample time to get into some trouble.
All I'm going to say, and this will tell you all you need to know about me, my father always thought he needed to chaperone my school trips. So that'll tell you all you need to know about me.
My mom's parents always kept a close eye on me. Actually, my parents' friends, I should say. Return up to near the 30-yard line, and Topper's doing a very good job tonight with this return coverage. We spoke about this last week in our broadcast. The Hilltoppers' return coverage was very shaky, but so far tonight they've tightened a lot of things up.
Yeah, they really have. I'm sure that they went to the film and looked at where there were blocks missed and where they could have been better, and they've come out here, and it's been a much improved look for this unit defending these kickoff returns today.
1st and 10 from the 29. They will hand the ball off, go to the ground, and nothing going there. Mason Seitz had nowhere to go. The sophomore just got stuffed at the line, maybe half a yard.
Yeah, and got a couple of Hilltoppers in there real quick with the big stop. That was a great look, able to shut down that run. I think I saw Alexander Ash, one of the guys in there on the stop.
You know, it just dawned on me. We're here at the 9-13 team. I don't think we even talked about the starters for the defense yet. Shame on me. We'll get to that next, folks. I apologize.
Tornadoes haven't been out there much to give us a chance.
They fake the handoff. Shawberry looking to throw out left side. Nearly picked in and out of the hands of Beckett Dotson.
He never looked another direction. I mean, he never did anything that would take Dotson off the play there.
Dotson, one of the 4 guys that we're going to be seeing spend a lot of time at linebacker tonight. Dotson, the senior, 6'1", 203. Also in there, Jaden Booth, the junior, 6'0", 192, and the leader of this defense, Alexander Ash, the senior, 5'11", 176. We'll see some Cal Smith as well, the junior, 5'9", 170. Shawberry stepping up in the pocket, looking to run, nowhere to go. Driven down. Booth was one of the guys to help make that stop.
And kind of the big difference you saw there, the Hilltoppers, defensively, because of Tiffin's been throwing the ball more than Chardon does, they're not really pinching those linebackers up. So there was no second level. Drayton Allgood is able to draw that defense back, get into a second level, and explode from there. Hilltoppers had a second level there. There was nowhere for the quarterback, Shawberry, to go once he got past the line of scrimmage.
Well, at this current rate, the question is, will the Tornadoes get over 50 yards of total offense by halftime? It's blocked! Toppers get the block. Dotson picks it up in the end zone. Touchdown, Toppers! The first non-Vinnie Columbi touchdown of the year, and it comes via the special teams.
And what a great play there for Beckett Dotson. He looked unblocked coming back there, and that was a perfectly clean job of knocking that football. Zero contact with the punter, and he's able to pick it up, run into the end zone for a touchdown. I mean, that was absolutely an incredible play on the special teams. And here we go. We talked about it at the very beginning of the game when they went for it on 4th down in their own territory, did the Tornadoes. You're giving Chardon a chance to start rolling that snowball on you, and that's what the Hilltoppers are doing. It's an avalanche coming down on the Tornadoes right now.
Look at that. Brian Landes pointing to the special teams, saying all them. Love it. The coaches just so excited. PAT is up, and it is money. 8:10 to go. Toppers leading 28-0.
Well, GTV has an email service that will send you GTV replay information. Just go to our website at www.geaugatv.org and sign up when we set our schedule. You'll be the first to know. It's easy and informative, so sign up now. We also want to thank our camera people tonight, Matt, here.
Absolutely. They're making their GTV debut from the Auburn Career Center. It includes Avery Hagan, Jalen Cutler, and Jaden Thompson. Your handwriting's not that good, but it's better than mine.
That was actually not mine. That was Bry Guy's. So you're going to have to look at Bry Guy for that handwriting.
Not bad. More legible than mine, actually.
But you can read your own because you know what you wrote.
Half the time, no. But actually, in all seriousness, I want to give a shout-out to this crew. They're doing a nice job. It's their very first time here working with our equipment, and they're only going to get better as this season goes on. Hopefully they can stick around with us for the full year.
Yeah, and hey, how about the way this game is going? This is a great first game.
Pooch kick.
Working.
Left side, Toppers trying to snuff it out. No, picked up by an up back. A little bit of trickeration there. They pitch it off. Tornadoes trying to use the old hook and ladder, but the Toppers have the team down the sideline to knock the receiver out of bounds.
Yeah, good job there to get that stop. And still for the Knights, they haven't gotten to start This might be their best start of the 34. They just have not had good starting field position tonight. 146-39 now, the offensive yards.
When I was working on putting my little cheat sheet together for this game, I do have to admit this. I kept trying to write Zach Shawberry, and Word kept correcting me to Strawberry. I bet that, in all seriousness, I bet Zach has to have that issue all the time. He's probably got to just do one of those, like, save to dictionary with his last names like a lot of us do.
Probably. I mean,
it's just a pain in the butt.
I was going to say, I mean, I think it all is supposed to have predictive AI now, so hopefully it's not doing that to him anymore. But I'm with you on the for the AI, but that's where we're at.
2nd and 9. 7.5 to play here before halftime. First flag of the night. Ball is caught over the left side, running down the sideline, and eventually being forced out of bounds was Jack Newlove. But
that has to be coming back.
Yep.
There's no way he was able to move so many directions in the backfield without there being they're going to get a false start. So someone moved early.
Shawberry was not happy after he threw that ball and saw the flag. He knew it too. Illegal procedure.
So I thank you, illegal procedure. We're at a high school game. I'm bound to do that once a season early. I did it in week 2.
Not bad.
Yeah, well, I couldn't do it in week 1. We could never see when they threw a flag on that little screen, so didn't have a chance to mess up week 1.
To be fair, almost midway through the second quarter.
I don't think they threw one.
No, first flag we've seen tonight.
That was the first one. It's been a clean game,
and I'll tell you what, that is one of the big differences between this game and last year's game, because last year the Hilltoppers kept shooting themselves in the foot. Penalties galore. Wiped a number of great opportunities off the board, and I say that, and they scored 49 last year and lost by 1.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing, right? When you're committing penalties, it makes the game that much harder. Even if you got 49 points on the board, you're making yourself work more if you're committing those penalties. So keeping a clean game is such a key.
There was one juncture. Shawberry looking to throw the football, stepping up in the pocket, trying to get out of it over the middle. It is nearly picked off. Iker Amaro had a hand on it, but he could not get a second hand up to bring it down.
That was a dangerous throw. I mean, if you got it to Jack Newlove, it would have been a great play. But the problem is when you're under duress like that and you're just throwing it up over the middle, there's going to be way more red jerseys around than white, and that's what happened, and it nearly got picked off. Hilltoppers have been close to a couple of interceptions here in this second quarter.
But there was a stretch last year's game, Ryan, where Hilltoppers had back-to-back 15-yard penalties. And when you start to give a team like Tiffin 30 free yards here and there, it comes back to bite you. They've been good about it this year. Over the middle, Newlove in front of him could not do anything with that.
That's a tough flag, but they're going to throw it. This will be a first down, and you hope Newlove is all right.
Well, folks, at this juncture, the medical staff working on Jack Newlove, we're going to take a injury timeout here on GTV.
The Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper Varsity Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, the original Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, the Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, Roniak Paving, Remax Traditions, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Chardon Hilltopper Football is also brought to you by GTV.
Folks, unfortunately, it was one of the worst-case scenarios. Jack Newlove had to be helped off the field on a stretcher. We certainly hope the best for that young man. Never want to see that happen in a football game.
I'd say that's the last thing anyone wants to see, and hopefully he's going to be all right. Meanwhile, the two teams are out there, and Hilltoppers get a stop on first down. It's 2nd down and 10.
Indeed. You know, it's the one thing about the game of football and really sports in general. You have a bad injury, you see your teammate have to leave, but you got to continue to fight on. And it kind of hurts just as much on the other side of the field, too. They're going down the field looking deep. It is intercepted. Hilltoppers get the turnover. And Chardon getting the ball right back.
That ball was underthrown. You know, earlier in the game, it was Shawberry making great throws that his receivers weren't catching. That time he underthrows the ball and able to get up there. Braden McDevitt with the interception. So the Hilltoppers will take, and the Hilltoppers had been kind of walking on that line. There were a couple of plays recently, 2 I could think of, where they nearly intercepted it. That time the defense comes away with the interception.
So Toppers from their own 25 will take over. And if the Tornadoes are not careful, it'll be a running clock situation come starting the third quarter. Handoff. No, check that. All good by himself on the right side. He's on the Jets. All good. This is an all good run into the end zone. Touchdown. 75 yards.
Well, he faked like he was going to maybe go to the outside and instead ran to the right. Looked like things were open to the left. Looked like he was going left. He ran right. All the eyes from the Tornadoes looked left, and he was gone. 75 yards for a touchdown. First offensive touchdown of the season, not scored by Vinny Columbi. And the Hilltoppers would be in a running clock situation right now to start the second half.
Well, it has been all Chardon Hilltoppers. And if you're wondering, did they have revenge on their mind? It certainly looks like they did. PAT is up. It is good. And with 6:52 to go, 35-0 Hilltoppers.
Well, high school sports are just part of our programming lineup on GTV. Our coverage continues all year long for Cardinal, Notre Dame Cathedral Latin, and Chardon Sports. We're in our 28th year and can't believe it. We're covering children of children we covered when we started. Check channels 1020 and 1025 regularly for replay dates and times. Our community and school bulletin board services are there too, available 24 hours a day.
For the Hilltoppers, this game is turning out to be a very nice warm-up now, as we've got some traveling to do next week, folks. Toppers going to be headed out to Avon Lake.
After what they did last week, I don't know that they'll call any trip traveling for the rest of this season.
Okay, you look at what they did last year, though. Game number 1 was against West G, but game number 2, you made the 127-mile trek out west to Tiffin. Then, game number 4, you drove the 3 hours south to Columbus. A lot of travel last year, too.
Okay, so now you've come to about 1/5 of the miles between here and Florida.
Kickoff taken at the 5, looking to go left side is Breimer, and Breimer can't quite find an open running lane. Will be brought down near the 25. I
was going to say the big play on the last drive for the Tornadoes was the pass interference. So when you look at the total yards from offense, they're still stuck at 39, being outgained 217 to 39 by the Hilltoppers.
Now, Chardon certainly on pace to meet or surpass the yardage that they picked up in last year's game. And the Tornadoes right now are going to be falling well short of that 402 mark from last year. Pitch out left side, it is caught, but a few yards gained by Dalen Brandberry.
Trying to get that offense going, go to a quick screen out there, see if you could get a big gain. They got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. The Hilltoppers all over that little screen, 2nd down and 10. You can tell this defense is feeling it right now, Matt. Flying to everything, multiple guys around every ball.
Now they're looking good. Pitching a shutout right now. Handoff. Trying to go left side is Grady Bunnell, but he is stopped for no gain.
Yeah, might have lost a yard there. I mean, again, guys in the backfield coming in there, making big plays, coming up with huge plays. And It's a nice job there. Yeah, loss of 1, 3rd and 11.
Well, this Chardon defensive line, Matthew McElroy, Jr., 6'3", 208. Dakota Warren, the senior, 6'1", 240. Logan Webster, the senior, 6'3", 235. And Tyler Knorr, the senior, 6'3", 228, have been fantastic. They'll move the ball close to the first down marker.
Isaac Wessner there.
And, hey, they get it.
Yeah, runs a little inside flag route there, comes in, creates a couple of yards of space off his defender, makes the catch, moves the chains. That was a nice route run by him. Good throw delivered there by Shawberry.
You add in, by the way, Brady Banville on the defensive line, a senior, 6'2", 205. And they're right now a force to be reckoned with early on in the season. Quick throw left side, it is caught. Nice move across the 40 out near the 42-yard line.
That was to Dalen Brandenberry again on the outside there. A little quick screen to him. He's lined up in the slot, and that's what it looks like they're doing here. You know, they threw the interception, a lot of hits in the backfield. They're trying to work everything out quicker. Quick screens, short passes, just trying to give their offense a good feeling and moving in the right direction.
They're going to hand it off this time, and the Toppers, they're on the stop. Logan Webster, first guy to meet him and say, welcome to Toppertown.
Yeah, trying to do a run there, trying to mix it up. You've been working passes to the outside, so you think maybe the well is going to be open in the middle, but no, not against this defense. And, I mean, you just see a big difference between these two teams right now, Matt. You look at the Hilltoppers run 4 or 5 substitutions and didn't see one change on the guys on the offense, meanwhile, for the Tornadoes, and they don't use a lot of substitutes.
Shawberry looking to throw, balls tipped and knocked away, incomplete. And another 4th down situation for head coach Judd Lutz. What's he going to do?
You've been going for it most of this whole game. Last time you punted, it got blocked. I would think you're down 35-0. You're around midfield. You have gotten some positive yardage on this drive for the first time in a while. Go and see if you can keep this drive going. Try to prevent that running clock to start the second half.
Well, they are. Bradenberry, by the way, in the slot. See if they go with that Berry-to-Berry connection. Shawberry looking to throw, pitch it inside, and it is a first down across the 50, 45, and Bradley Bunnell caught it in the backfield and made some magic happen, picks up the first down.
Nevin Newman, he's a defensive lineman, 6'3", 221, gets to the outside, throws the block that opens off that screen, and standing at 6'3", he's standing about 6-7 inches taller than the man he was blocking for. That allowed that receiver to disappear a little bit, and it's enough to pick up a first down.
They'll go to the ground. Bunnell again, and he's met by a number of Hilltoppers for little gain. Alexander Ash, see Jaden Booth, Dakota Webster getting off that pile.
It's one of those Hilltoppers play on defense where who do you give a tackle to? Because they're all there, they're all swarming to the ball.
You know, it's the statistician saying everybody gets half a tackle.
There you go.
Like the Oprah. You get a half, and you get a half, and you get a half.
That tackle was split into 6 halves.
Nice run by Mason Seitz, picks up the first down across the 35 to around the 32, and all of a sudden now, Ryan, Tornadoes moving the football.
Dove to his left, ducked behind a couple of tacklers, and yeah, able to move those chains. They're moving, and they've sort of changed their offensive philosophy here in a way, Matt, as everything is these shorter, quicker, nothing's going on for a long time in the backfield, and they're starting to have some success here against this Hilltopper D.
Receiver screen left side. Bradenberry bobbled it, able to recover and hold on to it before he's knocked out of bounds around the 29 far side. It almost, Ryan, reminds me in a way of like the West Coast offense.
It's kind of looks like what they're running, right? Right now, they're just kind of slinging the ball around, short, quick plays. All of a sudden, I mean, I don't know that we'd seen Shawberry target Brandon Berry out of the slot there, and now they're targeting him pretty much on almost every play on just quick out routes. Getting 4 or 5 yards, stepping out of bounds.
Yeah, from what I could tell, he didn't even play on offense last week. 2:40 and counting here before halftime. Time timeout called. Judd Lutz needs a timeout.
Well, I think this is a good timeout here. You want to make sure you get a score here, so kind of script this out a little bit, right? You have 3 plays to pick up a first down. Make sure you got a good plan on how you plan on going forward and executing that. Because the last thing you want to do, you got 3 plays to pick up a first down. You don't want to come up unsuccessful against this defense. So it's a chance for everyone to talk about and kind of map out what your plan is here.
Now, this Chardon defense is just too good. You can't afford to make a mistake and either turn the ball over or put yourself instead of a 2nd and 6 in like a 3rd and 11 situation.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So again, make sure you got the right plays in there. It's four downs. You don't want to go backwards 5 yards here on this 2nd down play, though. So make sure you know what you want to do. Have a good plan. So now for the Tornadoes, it's about going out there and executing.
2nd and 6 for the Tornadoes. Handoff to Bradenberry on the receiver screen, looking for something, but he is strung out and dropped for a loss of 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, he came out a little different that time. Instead of the quick pass from the slot, he comes from the slot on a sweep run coming to the near side, and there was just nothing doing there. The 2 run plays that the Tornadoes have tried here against the Hilltoppers on this drive have come up with nothing. Understand, yeah, you're in that mindset of you got to show them we'll do the run, but I think you're the Tornadoes right now. Those quick passes, those quick looks are really working. I don't know that I'd go back to the ground game against this Hilltopper defense.
Well, 3rd and 7.
But they have more yards on this drive than they had in the entire game before that.
Tiffin Columbian. It's Shawberry from the gun, looking to throw over the middle. It is caught, first down, and a little bit more. Who was it that time? Did we get a number here,
maybe? I believe
maybe?
that was number 9 tossing that football back. So that would be Mitch Steffi, tight end. And, yeah, you go to your tight end in the middle. The Hilltoppers had a lot of defenders there, but that was just a perfect throw. It was on the zip line, zipped right into his receiver's arms, and they moved the chain. This is a real good drive for the
Zachary
Tornadoes.
Shawberry, though, needs to be aware of the time on the clock. Bunnell with the run up. Nope, check that. That was Mason Seitz, the run up the middle. Stopped around the 15 or so. Clock runs. Each team 2 timeouts left at this point in time.
There's still 2 timeouts left for Tiffin. Minute 16. They've only got 14 yards to pick up. Plenty of time. They're not in a rush to use these timeouts yet.
And they pitch it out left side bubble screen. Bradenberry tries to make a move and cannot get away from the initial stop. Good coverage by the Hilltoppers.
Still pick up about 3 yards. You keep positive momentum going, and that's what this drive has been about for Tiffin. Positive momentum. Not going for those big chunk plays that maybe they were going for earlier. It's quick plays, getting a few yards at a time, and it's allowing them to march up the field here.
I believe that was Chad Prince who came over and got him by the ankles to allow his teammates to get over there and make the stop. Seitz on the run, trying to bounce it out. No! He is blocked, knocked backwards, and the clock running 30 seconds.
I'd say they'll take a timeout now because they have to decide what they're going to do. Do they want points? I mean, points isn't enough because the clock is running in the second half, so you kind of have to go for it.
I think you just talk over
to start the second half.
It's a great point.
I mean, if you could get 2 scores in a row, you could kind of bring yourself back to within striking distance in a hurry. So got to be talking about the right 4th down and 8 play, but 8 yards is a lot against this Chardon defense. That's not what the Columbian offense has been picking up, quite frankly, on this drive. It's 4 or 5 yards at a time.
Well, we did see this Hilltopper defense last week in Orlando have a huge goal line stop on 4th down and goal. Mm-hmm. And that was what, from the half-yard line? Best as we can tell with all the buffering.
With all the buffering, yeah, it was from about the half-yard line. They got the big stop. Have a chance for another stop here. You wonder, do the Tornadoes maybe try to go to one of those tight ends again on a big play, try to get them some space and a sprint? You feel like you can't run the screen to Bradenberry because there's too many yards he needs to pick up with 8 to go on 4th down.
I don't know. I think if you get him in motion, maybe over the middle, some good things can happen. We'll see. Shawberry, quick throw, has a man behind his intended receiver, the tight end, Mitch Steffi. He felt the pressure coming. Booth was there, as was Beckett Dotson, and they forced an early throw, and the Hilltoppers get the stop.
Yeah, that was the thing. The throw was not timed correctly, so Mitch Steffi had no ball to catch. I think that they had the downfield setup they wanted. They had Steffi in space. Would have been a first down. He could have gotten out of bounds. But as you said, that pressure from the Hilltoppers caused that throw to happen early. And so the play didn't come. And it's got to be deflating for Tiffin. They march all the way down the field, put together a great drive, and they're not able to come up with anything at the end.
Now, Hilltoppers will have an opportunity here, but they are in that victory formation, but I guess it's not victory at halftime. They're just downing the football.
We'll call it halftime formation.
There we go.
They're at halftime formation.
They take the knee, and they will head in the locker room up 35-0. With that, we will step aside, and when we come back, it'll be time for the bands right here on GTV.
The Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper Varsity Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, the original Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, the Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, Roniak Paving, Remax Traditions, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Chardon Hilltopper Football is also brought to you by GTV.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the 2024 Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. The band is being led onto the field by our drum major, Mackenzie Psycho. The band staff is very proud of this group of students. They have worked hard the last few weeks and are excited to perform for you tonight. Our show this evening starts with a tune released in 2013 by Pitbull featuring Kesha. You better move, you better dance. Here's Timber. Dance and Palm teams and another tune from 2013. The Minions danced to this song in the movie Despicable Me 2. With senior leader Amanda Akbar, here is Happy by Pharrell Williams. Hilltopper Marching Band closes their show with the hit song from the summer of 2011 that spent 6 weeks on the Billboard Top 100 chart. Featuring our awesome majorette, Ayla Beater, and our great drumline, Party Rock is in the house tonight. For their Chardon High School fight song.
The Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper Varsity Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, the original Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, the Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, Roniak Paving, Remax Traditions, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Chardon Hilltopper Football is also brought to you by GTV.
Ladies and gentlemen, this game will now be played with a running clock per the OHSAA point differential rule. The clock will be stopped after changes of possession at the end of periods and for timeouts. If the point differential should fall beneath 30, normal clock operations will resume. Thank you for attending tonight's game.
Drive safely. Welcome back, everyone. Chardon Memorial. Matt Jaworski, Ryan Radke with you. We get you set for third quarter action. And Ryan, it's going to be played under
a running clock.
That's right. Big cheer from the crowd, beg your pardon, when Al Herner made that announcement. And by the way, folks, I have to say, just impressive. Halftime ended, they were in that 2-3 minute span where both teams warm up. The Hilltoppers literally put on a light show with the new LED lights. It was fantastic. Ball picked up around the 10. Return man fumbles and Hilltoppers recover. Well, that's the kind of start the Hilltoppers want to see here in the third quarter.
And that is number 17 on the recovery for the Hilltoppers. Nathan Zambori comes up there with the big return. Ball was knocked out, and the Hilltoppers. So, talk about a tough run. We were kind of talking with a minute and a half left before the break. Hey, Columbian's moving the football, score, get the ball back. Maybe they score again. They could have it at 35-14. And instead, they failed to score on that drive. They come out and fumble the return and set up Chardon on the Tiffin 11 here.
First down and 10, Hilltoppers. Man in motion. They hand it off. Coming right side, 10. A little bit of cut toward the 8. And the Hilltoppers pick up a few yards here. It was Caleb Hewitt with the run.
Going to Hewitt on the first run of the half. Comes to the outside. Picks up about 5. So second down and 5 here for the Hilltoppers after a good first down run. Down to about the 7.
Well, we are in that Vinny Columbi territory.
I say that might be the first time someone not named Vinny Columbi carried inside the 20 tonight.
From the gun, Allgood going to keep it himself. Gets a nice block, left side, looking, and he's brought down at the 5.
Warbleski gets out there, throws a block for him. Allgood gets around the outside, picks up a couple of more. So this is going to be third down and 2 for the Toppers.
Well, Chardon began this drive with short field after the kickoff was fumbled and they recovered. Up 35-0 the first home game of the year, folks. They only have 3 more home games left after this. So hope you're at all of them.
Season goes quick, doesn't it?
Now, especially when you don't have a game in week 4. To the right side, Hewitt in the end zone. Touchdown, Toppers. Caleb Hewitt, his first TD of the year.
Just angled for that pylon, kept stretching that one out and gets into the end zone. There's a flag. This one's going to come back. It's a hold against the Toppers, so wipe that one off the books. And you go from third down and 5 to third down, or I should say you go from third down and 3 to third down and 13. This is going to push the Toppers back to the 15-yard line here.
I believe that's just the second flag of the night on the Hilltoppers.
As we said, it's been a clean game by both teams tonight. Not a whole lot of flags being thrown.
Well, Hilltoppers have the running clock scenario and looking to add on a few more points here early in the third. And you got to wonder, if the clock running, how much longer we'll see the starters on offense. Allgood will give it to Caleb Hewitt, who has to just run out of bounds. Nowhere to go
Yeah, rushed a lot of guys there at Caleb Hewitt. And, I mean, there is some extracurricular, and a flag comes out way late. We'll see where we're going to get a sideline warning.
Mitch Hewitt elects to kick the field goal here.
Now you got to get Sam Sasserich work doing this. Plus, I mean, a field goal here would mean, even if Tiffin scores, if they decide just to go for 7, the running clock would remain.
Let's see, he'll kick it from the 25. It'll be a 35-yard field goal attempt from the left hash mark. Kick is down, it is underway, it is up, and it is no good.
Must have angled off on him there. He was practicing from 45 before we hit play. Missed that one there from 35. A little bit of a line drive, a little bit of a hook to it. The running clock continues to move, however, as since there was no score there, the clock runs.
Indeed, so we'll see the Chardon defense for the first time this third quarter. Got to give a shout-out, by the way, to the guys in the secondary. They've done a good job tonight, including Kevin Mannery, the senior, 5'10", 162. Chad Prince, the senior, 6'0", 183. Iker Amaro, the senior, 6'2", 186. And Braden McDivitt, the senior, 5'10", 170. We've seen a little bit of Rocco Tarantino, a sophomore, 5'9", 150. That run going nowhere.
Nice job there by the Hilltoppers up to the point of attack. Again, to the line to gain, that's it. They just do not give up yards on the ground. And once again, trying to run right up the middle, and there's just nothing there. Run game has not been there all night for Tiffin. They've been forced to be one-dimensional.
Well, in a game and a half, the running game has been non-existent for their two opponents so far. They basically picked up where they left off last year, and this is a brand-new defensive line, basically brand-new linebackers and a brand-new secondary. Little fake, and the Hilltoppers snuff it out. Big stop there. They popped them.
A huge stop on the far side. Yeah, when you talk about this defense, really, Alexander Ash is kind of the only returning guy out there on the defense.
Now, Beckett did get some playing time last year, but yeah.
I mean, it's a largely young group. Maybe the good thing is it helps them play as a unit more. They're not looking to some of the guys that have been around longer to do more. They're playing as a unit and really getting to that ball.
Well, think about this, though. They would go up against the first-team offense last year. I mean, if that doesn't help you out, too.
Well, nothing gets you ready to play defense at Chardon more than practicing against the first-team offense. That's for sure.
Shawberry looking to throw the ball, direct some traffic, and it is
picked up.
Intercepted. Hilltoppers will get another turnover. That's 2 this half.
Did not see that football got back to the ref real quick.
I think it was Beckett Dotson.
Second turnover there by the Hilltoppers defense. Had an interception in the second quarter as well.
Toppers of 1st and 10 now from the 24. Clock moving, 4:15 and counting. Pitch it out right side. Caleb Hewitt makes the catch. Makes a couple guys miss. Hewitt, nice move. Gets in, good block. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Toppers.
He got that last touchdown taken away from him, Matt. He was scoring this time as he sprinted down the field and got into that end zone for the touchdown. And we talked about how kind of getting to see him live this week instead of through the TV monitor like last week. You could see his speed, and his speed was on display there into the end zone for that touchdown.
Just a little screen pass on the right side.
And that, I mean, we're down to 3.5 minutes to go thanks to the running clock in this third quarter. Probably the last we've seen of the first team offense, I'd say, tonight, and it was a good day at the office for him.
Kick is up, and it is good. With 3:24 and counting here in the third, Toppers up 42-0.
Matt, that football didn't hit the scoreboard, but it made it between the scoreboard and the top of the fence. Top row student section failed to catch it. It has fallen on the other side.
Oh.
So, yeah, I know. Anyway, tonight's special cable cast is funded by your cable subscriber franchise fees, and we'd like to again extend thanks to all the GTV funding communities, including those not funding tonight's contest, for their year-round support. They are Chardon Township, Middlefield Village, Munson Township, and partially funded by the city of Chardon. Thanks again for supporting GTV, and thanks to all our viewers for their support. And, of course, we also want to thank our camera crew from the Auburn Career Center tonight.
Absolutely. That includes Jaden Thompson, Jalen Cutler, and Avery Hagan. Working hard.
Yeah, they've done a great job tonight. First game for all of them, and it's been great.
And, folks, it's not easy.
No.
Especially when you got a wing T offense.
You know, I did that in my younger days a few times.
The old Parma TV?
Yeah, I went and took money to video a game instead, and they very quickly made sure I stayed inside. Let me just put it that way. I kind of became it's our last resort.
Pooch kick coming left side. It takes a bounce, eventually picked up near the 25, and Tiffin will get it across the 30, started around the 31-yard line.
The end of the story is I know just how difficult shooting one of these games is.
It is not easy. At work, I used to have to take still pictures for a softball tournament every now and then, and it was a lot easier to do something like that compared to football.
Well, from my couple times doing the camera work on football, I still have nightmares from our director shouting at me in the headset, "White hat, find the white hat." Couldn't find it. Looking all over for it. Couldn't find it.
Shawberry going to hand it off. Coming right side, nowhere to go. We're seeing a new runner, Xavier Mathewson, into the game at running back. The senior, 5'11", 168 with the carry.
Losses of a yard on the carry. So Hilltoppers looking like maybe they're starting to cycle in some of the second-team defense as well, but as we know, this is a program, doesn't matter who's, although I do see Dotson still out there. I think it's a mixture right now between the two teams.
Well, it's what you usually get. You start to take some guys out, you leave some guys on. Shawberry hands it off, sights straight ahead, picks up a few yards up to about the 33 or 34. That'll bring up third down and long.
It looked like it was Dotson who got in there on that stop of sights. Third and about 7 here.
Folks, if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure you pick up your Maple Leaf football preview. Still early on in the year, but a lot of great information on that, on a lot of good teams in the area, a lot of area teams here in Geauga County. Jamie Ward and company does a great job. Appreciate him helping us out, getting us that ball's caught over the middle, first down, Tornadoes to around the 46, but a lot of great information there. They do a good job.
And there's going to be a lot of good football in Geauga County this fall. There's a lot of good teams in Geauga County this year.
Indeed. You know, one historic, some history's already been made, if you will. Get you to it after this play. Sight's going to run straight up the middle. Picks up a few yards on that run. But a big, hearty congratulations to Hawken head coach Mark Iamarino. Of course, the longtime coach at Chagrin Falls picked up his 200th career victory in Week 1 and earned his 201st victory on Thursday night.
So congratulations to him.
That is not an easy number to make.
Now you think about how many seasons you have to, if you win every game, you have to have 20 years. So you think about how many seasons you
pitch out right side, ball is caught, but they will not get the first down. Johnny Breimer couldn't, he made the catch, gained a few yards, will bring up third down and short. That'll do it, by the way. Third quarter has come to an end. So we'll step aside, take a timeout, and when we come back, it'll be the fourth quarter here on GTV.
The Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper Varsity Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, the original Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, the Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, Roniak Paving, Remax Traditions, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Chardon Hilltopper Football is also brought to you by GTV.
We begin the fourth quarter with a handoff. Seitz will fall ahead, and he should pick up the first down with that spot. Maybe not now.
Just short.
Fourth and inches for the Tornadoes. And as they have done basically all night, they're going for it again. Why not? Pitch out left side. Bradenberry with the catch, picks up the first down as he falls across the 38 toward the 37.
Nice pass to the outside there to move the chains.
If you're wondering, well, Chardon's got this game pretty much in hand. What's up on the docket next week? Trip out west, headed to Avon Lake. The Shoremen. That is what, the Western...
this is the Western Reserve Conference. That's the Southwest Conference.
Southwest Conference, yes. Thank you.
It's Western Reserve meets Southwest.
I was never good at geography.
Well, the thing is, it's. I'm always wondering, like, southwest of one. I guess the conference is kind of southwest of Cleveland, some of those schools.
Southwest of Lake Erie?
Sure, yeah. I don't think you'd name a county out here the Southeast Conference. I don't know. Anyway, Chardon.
Chardon burns a timeout. Stops the clock, 10:51 to go in this one.
You got young players on the field. Maybe there's something that they saw that they wanted to see, or maybe they're mixing in some different guys and want to make sure everyone knows their positions. Just kind of make sure everyone's on the same page here, what the responsibilities are. It's 42-0, and you say things like Chardon's got this one in hand, but those coaches down there are coaching all the way through to the final whistle.
Well, you have to. These kids deserve it. They want the experience. They want to show off what they can do here at this varsity level. Another handoff, and Seitz falling forward. Gains a nice chunk of yard on that run up near the 30.
Something we talk about all the time because it's important that you recognize the contributions that these players have to the team. It's not just the young players, it's program kids. Maybe some seniors who don't get the regular playing time, but they're in there every week on the practice squad, helping prepare the other guys, and gets them a chance to get out there on the field on a Friday night.
Handoff, Bradenberry around the left end, close to the frail. He will get the first down. He'll be knocked out of bounds, shy of the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Dalen Bradenberry, he, like you said, didn't show up on the stat sheet from a week ago, but they've used him a lot. He's only a sophomore. Wondering if maybe they're having a little bit of revelation with him here, or maybe he wasn't available last week because he wasn't on the stat sheet from a week ago, but starting in the second quarter, he's really kind of taken over as the offensive player on this team.
He's done a nice job helping him out and getting the ball across that first down marker time and time tonight. Across the middle, pass incomplete. A little bit too much on that one. Was looking for Johnny Breimer.
Yeah, and that's pass over the middle. A lot of Hilltopper defenders around there. A couple of those passes over the middle tonight that the Hilltoppers have defended.
Clock moving around, 9 minutes left in this one. It is second down and 10 Tornadoes. Line up more guys on the left. They will hand it off. Seitz looking to go left side, makes a cut, makes a couple guys miss, picks up about 9 or 10 on that run before he's knocked out of bounds. It will depend on the spot.
Slipped right out of a tackle there and was able to run for close to a first down, just short, looks like, by about a yard. So it'll be third down and 1.
Now Mason Seitz just a sophomore. And they're going to wave that one off. false start.
Yep.
A technical legal procedure, but nonetheless.
Now you did it, see? We both did it today. I think that other flag just fell out. He dropped it again? Okay, gotcha.
And back him up 5 will be third down and 6. Now Tornado's taking their time. Fake to sights. Ball is going to be in and out of the hands of Deshaun Russell, the wide receiver.
That was a throw exactly where you want it. You catch the receiver in stride. He just didn't catch it, and that's a few that have gone through the hands of Tornado receivers tonight.
Rocco Tarantino, though, some nice coverage. Helped knock that ball out. So another fourth down for the Tornadoes. They've converted them all on this drive. They'll get another crack here. Different fourth down. 4th and 6 now from the 19. Shawberry sends a man in motion. Looking to throw that left side now towards the end zone. And in and out of the hands of his intended target. My, oh my. Mason Seitz had it but could not hold on to it.
Well, there was good coverage up there. I mean, there was a second where the receiver lost that football. Hilltopper jumping up there to try to make a catch. And then so the football kind of disappears and reappears on you. But yeah, not able to pull it down. And that's been the story tonight for Tiffin. We go back to their second offensive drive. We kind of talked about it at the time, Matt. They had a couple of throws that looked like short touchdown catches that went through receivers' hands, and you felt like that would come back to haunt them, and they never really had another shot to get back into the game after that.
Second game in a row, we're seeing A.C. Cole, the freshman QB, 6'1", 162. Cole from the gun, sends a man in motion, fakes the handoff, and Cole up the gut across the 25 down to the 26.
That was a nice run there by Cole, picking up 6 yards.
We saw him get some playing time last week, picked up a couple of nice runs. Cole now under center. Has a man in motion. And he will hand it off. Fullback dive up the middle. Looks like number 43. Ben Shemakane.
That's why I let you do the names.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Fakes the handoff, and Cole going to keep it himself as he comes left side. Gains a few yards on that run. Ryan, it's been a good night for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, I mean, hard to argue with the results, right? I mean, you come out, you score on that early drive, you start really getting things building. That first drive, you use 5.5 minutes, you score, you set the tone for the entire game after that. And by the time Tiffin could catch their breath, they were already down 35-0. And talked about how when you're playing against Chardon, at Chardon, things could snowball on you. I think things really snowballed on the Tornadoes tonight.
Handoff coming left side, breaking a few tackles on his feet out near midfield. That time, Ryan Collum, the running back, picks up a big first down.
A nice run there from Colcom, getting to the outside, getting to the edge, picking up the first down.
Now Colcom, some nice speed there.
Yeah, definitely showed some nice speed getting there to the outside. And it's amazing how deep Chardon is. I mean, you go to the fourth quarter, the second unit guys, and
Well, that penalty, by the way, 15 yards, tacked on to it, moves the Hilltoppers up to the 37-yard line.
But, you got a ton of speed. You got football players here in this group as well. Definitely a really good program the Hilltoppers have.
And shows the well is not empty by any stretch or means. Coach Mitch Hewitt has a good thing going here. Handoff. Different running back this time. Max Hannon is the ball carrier.
Yeah, let everyone get a touch. I mean, every one of them is picking up 5-6 yards. Let everyone get in there, get a touch. It's down to 2.5 minutes.
They've earned the right. Mm-hmm. These kids practice just as hard as everybody else. This is the one thing, though. You look 5-6 years ago before the running clock. A lot of these young kids would get a lot more carry, so each touch, each snap, more precious now than ever before.
Yeah. The running clock has been a revelation. I know sometimes coaches don't like it because of that, but as time has gone on, it's really grown on me, Matt. I think it was a good addition to the game. Some of these games, you just want to get everyone out and not get anybody hurt, especially if they're uncompetitive. So I've definitely come around to liking the running clock, and I think it's been a good addition to the game personally, at least in my opinion.
Now, likely maybe 2 more snaps based on the clock in this one. Hilltoppers set to go to 2-0 on the year, and that sets them up with a big showdown next week with Avon Lake. Run left side. Toppers will keep it moving. Jack Weaver that time.
Nice run there by Weaver.
Number 29, Jack Weaver, the ball carrier.
They'll have to run one more play. At least. I think they should be able to run this one under 40 before they snap. We'll see.
Yeah, going to be close. They kind of do. Cole, nice little move there. Straight ahead.
I was say, I don't think they're going to need to run another one.
Nope. Coach Hewitt's trying to confirm that. And indeed, that will do it. So the Hilltoppers, for the first time this year, defend the hill, and boy, they defended it in a big way.
Yeah.
42-0 the final score, folks. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up here on GTV.
The Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper Varsity Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, the original Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, the Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, Roniak Paving, Remax Traditions, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Chardon Hilltopper Football is also brought to you by GTV.
All right, folks, we're going to go now live to the field and join the team in their post-game huddle.
Guys, all I would say is we have the potential to be really prolific. I mean, prolific. And the ceiling's really high. We got to get better. Tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The schedule's not going to get easy.
But let me ask you one question. Does that stuff motivate you? Because it motivates you. Right? That's motivation. You should be so ready to go on Monday.
10.
Coach, I would say 10.
These are all good things. You surprised me. On-field performance and the off-field performance. There's no way I would predict that story. So again, you keep surprising me ways that are like really, really good teams do. Okay? Now, we go to Avon Lake next week, right? And what we did here, they're going to try to do to us when we go to their place. So our focus, we have to enjoy this one real quick. And in 48 hours, we're going to their place, and it's a big, big game, right? These next 2 weeks, if you include Waterson or Avon Lake, they're going to determine, in my opinion, if we really – no, I said we were overrated.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start walking that back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to be wrong. Yeah. I love the fact you're proving me wrong. It speaks to who we have here, okay? Now, as always, we have to make sure that we make good decisions, that we live right. We live in an age where phones are everywhere, and poor decisions can lead to big issues, right? Yeah, maybe. I would say what you have here is something special. When you look around the stands, you look around over there, you have to realize that Chardon is unique. Now, I do want to say one thing. I picked out these red jerseys. I'm just saying. All right? It ripped. Send it back. With that said, man. Trey. Back it. Alex. Call it. Yeah, I might candidate this. Yeah, move. Yes, here's the backstory, right? He's waited all his career these Friday nights, and I would say he's delivering at a high level. I would still say he hasn't reached the ceiling, all right? So, break it down.
Well, there you go. Coaching staff delivering the post-game speech. And, folks, based on these early season results, something special is starting to brew here once again in Chardon.
Yeah, it sure feels like the sky is the limit for this team. These are 2 really good weeks. This is a great performance tonight. They came out, put the pressure on early, kept the pressure on, and really ran away with this game, took it away from the Tornadoes really before it even started.
35-0 at halftime, and that was pretty much all she wrote. Vinny Columbian, again, another great night. We're seeing a lot of good work on the offensive side of things. Definitely ahead of where they were last year at this point in time. And, Ryan, we can't forget the defense. Shutout tonight. Yeah, I mean, both sides of the ball, they're looking really good. You said 3 more from Columbian. First time in the end zone tonight for both Hewitt and Allgood as well. And then, yeah, the defensive side of the ball, not letting anything on the run game at all. A couple of interceptions, forcing those turnovers. Another real good night for the defense. The unit, as you said, of the unknowns has come out in the first 2 games and has been really, really strong. Absolutely, and they're going to be earning themselves names very soon here. And it starts next week. Preparation begins, of course, tomorrow. They'll start going over films as they get ready for Avon Lake. Folks, hope that you can make the trek out there. It should be an interesting battle. Of course, going back to last year, the Hilltoppers did defeat Avon Lake in a slugfest 28-10 here in Chardon. And now, chance to go out west. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, absolutely. That was a physical game last year, if I remember correctly, and Chardon separated late. That was a close game for almost 3 quarters, lots of physicality. I think that you could look for that physicality again next week from Avon Lake. Absolutely. Only time will tell, and we certainly wish the Toppers good luck as they get set for week number 3. Folks, that will do it for us tonight here from Chardon Memorial. Want to send out a big thank you to our camera crew tonight, including Jadian Thompson, Jalen Cutler, and Avery Hagan. Also, Brett Ayer back at Mission Control. Didn't get to hang with him tonight, but appreciate the job that he does. Sure, he was glad to have us out of Mission Control this week. Yeah, we kind of cramped the style last week. We did, yeah. Got to send out a huge thank you to also our director tonight, Brian Foster, and executive producer, Dave Jevnikar. I'm Matt Jaworski on behalf of my partner, Ryan Radke. On behalf of all the rest, we wish you all the best. Again, the final score from Chardon Memorial. Hilltoppers win improved to 2-0 with a 42-0 win over the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes.